I really thoroughly enjoyed Springfield Splendor. I know it's early days, it's only the second episode of the 29th season of The Simpsons, but it's a contender for my favourite in the season. This is directed by Matthew Faughnan, and Lisa goes to therapy, and her therapist encourages her to do some art therapy. And with Marge's help, she draws a graphic novel, well, an illustration of what her feelings look like. And when she drops them by accident, comic book guy's wife finds them and they turn it into a graphic novel. And it becomes really successful, and Marge and Lisa have this great bonding experience. But then there's an opportunity for it to become even bigger, and things get a little bit tense between them. And I'll go on to explain things with a spoiler warning in a moment. But I really love this. It spoke to me on so many levels. The mental health aspect, the illustrations. I can't draw, but I just love watching people illustrate, and I just think it's a skill I could never have, and I'm always fascinated by it. And then what it went on to become, I also loved that. It was so fun, creative, beautifully animated episode. The pacing was great, it packed a lot of action and a lot of emotions into an incredibly short space of time. Well, an average 20-something minutes, but they used that time so well. And I really thoroughly enjoyed this. It touches upon creative collaboration and how you need to really be in tune with one another, and that one person can't really be the driving force or get all of the credit behind a work of art that two people create together, which is always a really important message as well. I loved Springfield Splendor. So what actually happens? I don't really know if this is a spoiler because it's mentioned on IMDb as something that happens. So I knew this before watching it, but just in case, this is something that happens a bit later on. And the graphic novel becomes really popular, and it ends up getting turned into a Broadway show. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved how they did the different characters. It was just so fun, with some really good messages in there as well. But visually, it was just tremendous. Springfield Splendor is one of my favourite episodes in a really long time. Definitely a highlight, and one that I will be very, very happy to watch again.